catch up.
Okay, we're back. This will be the last segment. It's about 5 o'clock on the first day of the Florida Cannabis Expo. And as they say with these shows, if you've been in the business long enough, you're definitely going to run into somebody you know. So before we start talking with Dustin Klein, I'll tell you a little bit of a story. When we first started in the cannabis business, probably about 4 years ago, one of my first clients in the business was Dustin and his wife.
Happy to do it.
As they came into the Florida market. Well, we see Dustin today. It's now Sun Valley Health. So, Dustin, welcome to our podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And of course, it's good to see you again.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
So, Dustin, tell us what you've, from 3 or 4 years ago, what you're doing now. And we've had a little conversation before we went on air, but it's really exciting what you're doing in the industry.
Yeah, we've had a lot of ups and downs since we last talked. We first came out very early in Florida and had a lot of struggles, and decided to pack up shop and leave the market and restructure. We were in the middle, which I couldn't talk about or share with anyone back then, but we actually went through a 1-year negotiation process to merge with a public company.
That's great.
And we were several months away from doing it at the point where we just came in too late and went in the wrong spot for Florida. It happens, but we were smart enough to not go broke, fixing the problem.
Correct.
But we learned a very, very important lesson by having to close our first clinic, which was our success was by physically being there for our team and our people every day, and that it was very hard to duplicate that success the farther we left from the state of
Tell
Arizona.
me about it. I understand that.
Yeah, everybody it's growing is hard, and of course we wanted to be the geniuses that grew from Arizona to Nevada and said, let's just go to Florida, 3,000 miles away. And that difficult lesson taught us that what we decided now as a public company, now that we've merged with Empower Clinics, is we restructured our franchise model, which we created but never really did anything with,
You mostly opened the stores yourself.
We only did, yeah.
That's right.
We had the FDD, but we didn't ever push it. So we reformatted it under what I have been doing for the last 2 years, which is taking what I used to call the one-trick pony, the certification clinic, come in and get your card, and turn that into an alternative health center, a whole health center where you can get access to high-quality CBD, vitamins.
Which you didn't have when we first started.
CBD,
didn't have your own products at all.
Didn't have vitamin. Now we have 2 of our own product lines,
Right.
Sun Valley Science and Solievo. It's Italian for relief. We have our 2 product lines. We're really proud of them and developing them up, and with custom formulations and partnering with some fantastic laboratories out of Colorado to pull it off and do it right. And we also carry a great line out of Colorado called PuraThrive, which makes a line of liquid liposomic vitamins. So it's kind of the new age of vitamins, where the problem with powdered-based encapsulated vitamins is your body's only absorbing about 5%.
That's what I hear, absolutely.
What you're taking in. Liquid liposomic, you're absorbing and retaining about 85 to 90% of that material. So you're talking over 100 times more absorption. More importantly, you're getting what you pay for with liquid liposomic vitamins. So we carry their entire line. And then another very exciting, unique line I love, and I use their products every day, is called Four Sigmatic. And they're actually a line of mushroom elixirs and drinks that are rendered from all superfoods and mushrooms that can render different effects, just like CBD. So, as you know, you can buy a bottle of CBD that wakes you up, that brings you down, chills you out, makes you think, whatever. They dialed all of that in with a line of mushroom products, and they're in elixir form. So the kind of goal of their products is it's a replacement for coffee and teas. You're replacing coffee and tea with superfoods that actually bring even stronger effects, make you more tired than a sleepy time or a typical sleeping pill. Mushrooms, superfood.
You have advanced far beyond our first meeting. But your vision has been one that has been always to serve the patient.
Patients first. If we can't do it right, then we don't do it. We take more as a clinic. We take more time with our patients than the average clinic. We don't cut people off. We pay our doctors by salary, not by patient.
Right.
Since 2015, all of our internal employees get 50% health benefit match, which we rolled out when Andrea and I were only the company was only 3 years old, and we weren't making any money. The first thing we started to do when we started to make some real money was gave our team health insurance.
I know. When you first came down here, we visited quite often.
We turned around. When we entered Florida, I actually found a notorious opioid pill center and converted that into a clinic, and I really thought it would work. We came in a little too early, and it was really only the distance.
It really was. I don't think it was the model. I think it was just early in Florida.
So we had just had our daughter Ellie. So give you the way I like to explain it with Florida. In the first 18 months of my child's life, I went to Florida 18 times. Starting that clinic. And there's just a time and a place for everything, and I can look back at it and say, I've built 10 clinics. I had to close 2, but 3 are literally probably the most successful clinics in the country. So we're still on the right track, and now we get to help patients and give them a reason to come to our clinic weekly, monthly, instead of annually.
Right. So what I wanted to do was talk a little bit about your franchise business model.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you why. Because
we're coming back to Florida.
There's a lot of people. There are a lot of people out there that are looking. Will say to me, at least on a weekly, if not daily basis sometimes, is how do I get involved in this business? I know it's going to be big. There are only so many, especially in the state of Florida, there are only so many cannabis growers, so I can't be one.
Yep, as an elite class of luck and money.
That's right, to be able to do that. So what else can I do to be able to be a partner in the cannabis business in the state of Florida? And a lot of people, there are some stores you can open up by yourself, which is very risky. But when you have a franchise model like yourself, talk a little bit about that, of what type of person would be an ideal person to possibly open up 1 or 2 different franchises.
Absolutely. The first person who comes to mind as the ideal candidate would be a physician who wants to enter the cannabis game. Either they have their own existing practice and they want to complement it by having a second practice, so they're not bringing cannabis into their existing properly. They got a machine and it's running. Don't mess it up. Don't try to don't try to change the model of a family practice.
Right.
Complement it with a second location. The physicians who are able to qualify are the franchisor who is able to make the most money off the franchise. That's the reality. But my wife and I have created a fabulous life out of what we've done. We are not physicians, but what we do is we manage physicians properly with respect and with the proper pay. We pay the physicians by salary. If you're looking to get into the business, what we are is kind of the most advanced version of a CBD store you can find. So, everyone would pop open a CBD store and wait for somebody to walk in. What we've created is multiple lines of revenue for this.
So you're not relying on one line of revenue. That person to coming in to buy CBD, or to get his medical card.
Yep, you can get your medical card. You can get labs. You can come in and get a blood lab to find out what you're allergic to. We do a shop with a doc program, so we actually have doctors will do online shopping with their patients and guide them directly towards suggested products in the dispensaries. We do blood sugar and diabetic coaching sessions. Basically a full suite of naturopathic and chiropractic services. Everything that's non-invasive that naturopaths and chiropractors do, we have available in our clinics. A lot of it is coming from these new suites of labs, so people can discover and identify things they're allergic to and that they had no idea the way that it's affecting their lives, or with weight gain, anxiety, depression. A lot of these issues are being discovered in diet and through these lab results.
Right. So if you're a physician who is looking to get into the space, and a lot of physicians will say, well, I'd like to get into the space, but charging $99, $199, $299 is not going to pay the bills. I mean, it's not going to pay the bills. What else? So you're putting together a business model that includes that, but other revenue streams
the full
that can make the business.
Front. Anyone can walk into our clinic and buy vitamins, nutrition products, CBD, all of it, and we're finding great success in that conversion, bringing that strong retail front to the clinics. And then the additional services, just in our initial test run of offering additional full panel naturopathic services to our existing patients in Arizona, tremendous response. We're filling up our clinics.
Now, do you find in a variety of different states, as opposed to Florida today, that we are only medical and not recreational?
Yep.
Does that make a difference in your model?
It doesn't. I would say that when it comes to the profitability of our model, it's going to be best the first, let's call it 3 or 4 years of a state going to a medical program. You don't have any control or know when things go legal. What we've done, I call the old certification clinic model the one-trick pony. So we've gone from that one trick to an entire suite, multiple reasons for patients and customers to come to the location. And what my CEO says, we're removing dependence on state programs, like the state and federal programs that can change at any time. So that one-trick pony was also dependent on a program that is a little, difficult for patients to get in. And now we give many reasons for patients to come in. And as a franchisor, if you're thinking of buying a CBD store or opening one, probably for about the same amount of money that you're going to pay to build a brand and try to even have a chance, you can buy into the Sun Valley model. Don't have to rely on, am I buying the right stuff? Is it going to show up? We handle the entire process, the certification process, all the intake, our EMR, the products, returns, resales, online sales through the individual franchisor, all of it. And right now, because we want to aggressively enter the market, we know the value. We have a set value for our FDD, but we're just tremendously reducing it to get out there. So right now we're selling. We're offering franchise model for $25,000 with a royalty of only 6%.
Now, what does it cost to open up the store? What is it?
I would say on average, by the time you're open for about 6 months, if you want to really push and try to get to being profitable or breaking even by around the 6-month point, at that 6-month point, you're probably going to spend about $150,000 to $200,000 to be there by then.
And what size location do you need? What kind of?
Our footprint, we have 3 different models that are we have our 5 clinics in Arizona, and out of those we've created 3 templates of size that basically range from like 1,000 square foot, a 1,500 square foot, and a 2,500 square foot. And they all have different reasons you would take those different sizes. In our new model, where we're so much more product savvy, the larger the space, the more items you have to provide and sell. More items you have to sell, more likely people are going to buy. So there's an advantage to that. But historically, our most profitable clinics are the smallest ones.
Now, have you had any problems dealing with banking on this?
Back in the day.
Back in the day, you did, yes.
Back in the day, we've been kicked out of 6 banks. I have on my desk because we have multiple clinics.
You have the letters kind of framed in your office?
The old cards. I have 23 old cards from being kicked out of every clinic until we found a transparent banker in Arizona who completely transparently took us on, and now we don't have to worry about that anymore. And we were very fortunate after working with Square for many years to become part of their initial pilot program. So we get merchant servicing that we offer to our franchisors, solid banking, you'll never get kicked out, it's completely transparent.
Right, oh, that's great.
Yep, and merchant service through Square at 2.9% for CBD. Nobody can do that. Welcome to Sun Valley.
Well, again, that's what I will tell you, that this business, although it shouldn't be, it is. Yeah. And it is flagged by banks. Yeah, cannabis business, I understand, but the CBD business and being a physician handling the cannabis or getting people cards should not be, but banks will find a reason for any reason they don't want to touch it.
We were kicked out of 6 banks.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I don't even want to rattle them off. But we were kicked out of 6 banks, but now we're with a fully transparent cannabis bank that is going to offer these services.
Anywhere in the United States.
Anywhere in the United States, anyone who becomes a Sun Valley franchise will get a West Valley National Bank account lined up through the process, pre-vetted. They have a line of people out the door, 3-month waiting process. Most small startups, they're too busy because they're one of the only legitimate, transparent cannabis banking solutions on the West Coast. And we got in early, and we got in right, and they're like part of our family now.
So if you get a franchise, you move to the front of the line.
No, you get a West.
No, but you move to the front. You don't have to wait. You move to the front of the line.
We will be submitting it to them, and they'll turn on the bank account and cash deposit services and the merchant service account and an affiliate link through, so franchisors can take advantage of online sales and not feel like our parent online, the sunvalleyhealth.com is potentially taking from them, or patient walks into your clinic and then buys one product, wants to rebuy it again. we give you the opportunity through the franchise affiliate links to where you're retaining that revenue as well as a franchisor.
Well, I have to tell you that Dustin Dustin understands making a business work, understanding what makes it work. If there's a problem in the business, be able to correct it and make it right. And it's great to see him here again. It was actually a surprise. It was actually a surprise, to be honest with you. I saw the name Sun Valley when we were doing this, but I didn't put two and two together again.
Yeah.
But Dustin, how do people reach out to you? Because I know there's people out there that want to get into this business, have the ability to do it. How do they reach out to you?
So easiest way is d.klein@sunvalleyhealth.com. My cell phone number, which I know it's crazy, but I throw my cell phone number out to the world because I'm not going to, if I'm busy, I won't answer. But feel free to call me or shoot me a text, 720-352-1398 or d.klein@sunvalleyhealth.com. You can also go to sunvalleyhealth.com and click on the franchise model or contact info. We have live chat. You can call our clinics, see what our staff is like. In our franchise model, we take the entire technology background of it, our EMR system, answering all phone calls, retrieving all missed calls, voicemails, email reminders, text blast reminders, sales special, email blasts, all your social media. We package up into one single price and take all of that off the back of the franchisers, because we've learned that a lot of the success is literally just picking up the phone and scheduling an appointment. But as a small startup, it's hard to do that if you're standing on the floor trying to sell products to people.
So you have that back room working for you.
The entire back end process, because we have scale, we can offer it to them at a price that's way less than 2 to 3 employees would take to do that function in a successful place.
Sounds like a wonderful business to try to get into. I assume
it's a good time.
I assume the state of Florida is wide open right now.
The state of Florida is wide open. There's a tremendous, it's the fastest growing medical cannabis market, over 300,000 patients. You have a huge variety of medical clinics to go access and get medical marijuana from. We know a lot of fabulous doctors in this area.
Absolutely.
Some we work with in the past. Anywhere you go, if you're looking to get a card, we're not here yet. We can sell you a franchise, but until there's a Sun Valley here, ask this guy what doc to go to, because there's a lot of fantastic doctors.
There are great doctors who know what they're doing.
And there's a lot that are not. But
That's
there
right.
are a lot that I met that are some of the best in this whole country and that really care about doing this. And if you get a franchise and you're not a medical professional, we'll teach you and bring those physicians to you. I work with resources like this gentleman and all over the country to build relationships with physicians, to where the barrier, a lot of people think, I can start up a clinic because I'm not a doctor and I can't hire a doctor. You enter the Sun Valley line, we will make sure you have a doctor hired, and if they don't work out, we'll help you get another one. If they don't work out, we'll help you get another one.
So one more time before we sign off, Dustin, give them that information to get hold of you.
So our company website, sunvalleyhealth.com, d.klein@sunvalleyhealth.com if you want to reach out to me. Any franchise questions or any questions in general, feel free to hit me up.
Well, Dustin,
my pleasure.
It was great having you on. Send my best to your wife.
Yes, absolutely.
And the child. And how old is the baby now?
She's 4, and she's fooling around. I'll bring her over.
I'll bring her over. That'd be great. I remember when. So it's great. And like I said, if you're interested in getting into this business, get into the business when somebody knows what they're doing.
We've been doing it for 6 years, and we've performed 165,000 individual certifications.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Dustin. Appreciate it.
Thank you.